So I was recently asked what is a part of my morning routine. And when I shared it with this individual, they're like, it doesn't take all that. And God immediately whispered in my ear, yes, Althea, it takes all that for you. Hello, I'm Althea McIntyre. Welcome to Althea TV, where we help established Christ-centered female entrepreneurs just like you grow profitable spirit-led businesses and become the business leader that God created you to be by trusting Him. So I was recently asked, what is a part of my morning routine? What do I do to help myself hear from God and partner with Him in my business? And today I'm going to share the 4 key components of my ideal morning. These are things that I'm still working on to make a consistent part of my lifestyle. There's been periods where I've been consistent for months, and then there's been times where I haven't been consistent with all 4 of these. And these 4 things are things that I've co-created with God, where God's telling me or it's been revealed to me that my days feel different and I operate different and I show up different. And also with mentors telling me you need to spend more time doing this. You particularly need to spend more time doing this, and they have been correct. So I'd love to hear from you as I share these 4. Which of these are part of your morning routine, or what do you do differently? So one of the things I'm really blessed with is I received from my mother's side of the family is I'm able to wake up naturally without an alarm clock. And in fact, alarm clocks really jar me. And so waking up naturally between 5 and 6 is one of the things that's important in setting my day right. Now, it requires me to go to bed at 10 p.m. because I am someone who absolutely needs and absolutely loves getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep. And so waking up naturally, and I love to wake up with God on my mind. Sometimes it happens naturally where I'll wake up with a hymn on my mind, and it's really what my soul's answer to something that I was wrestling with the day before, or I'll wake up with a scripture on my mind as a reminder. I believe God reminding me about Himself. There's been other times that I've been really intentional, and I had Proverbs 3, 5, and 8 printed out, and when I woke up I could immediately see it and I would recite it. So waking up naturally with God on my mind really is this. I guess that's a 5th part of my morning routine. And then it begins with prayer. Now, there have been times when I have prayed consistently with a prayer partner I think we were consistent for about 3 years. We're in a season where we're not praying, and we would pray anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. And there is something about praying over someone and having someone pray over you, particularly when you're challenged with finding the words to pray the scripture, and having someone remember your prayer request, and then walking that out and seeing the prayers answered. Man, there's something so powerful about that and so precious about that. And there's something about being consistent on your own. And so that is what I've been doing currently. And I'm in the season where I'm spending time beginning in prayer, praying over people, praying for myself. And then the next thing is listening to worship. This is what we're counting, I guess, number 3 that's really important, is listening to the worship music. And so this can look like different forms. It could look like me going on an hour-long walk, and I live in a beautiful city, and while I'm walking, I call it worshiping while walking, listening to worship music and God speaking to me through a particular song. It could be a song that I've been listening to for years, and then a lyric pops out and it really speaks to me. historically before COVID looked like me on the stairs at Export 3 times a week, listening to worship music and again, really speaking to me. And it can also look like as I'm getting ready to take a bar class or a Pilates class or a cardio class at home via my app with Andrea Rogers and Extend Bar, me listening to worship music. So again, flooding my mind and my thoughts with God's thoughts, because I am an overthinker and I have to be intentional with having my thoughts line up with God's thoughts and being intentional with making sure that I'm knowing who God is and says he is, and making sure that I'm not in agreement with the lies of the enemy. And so the next key thing in my day, which I've already alluded to, is physical exercise. I'm someone who has a lot of energy, and I really can't describe, although I know some health coaches and nutritionists will explain like the release of the hormones, but me being physically active is so important to my day. I'm someone who loves to be physically active. I love a challenging, tough workout. You know, I love it so much that I sometimes wonder, why do you fall off, Althea? You absolutely love it. And those who are close to me can tell the days when I have been working out and the days when I haven't. It is a part of my morning ritual to help me surrender to God, to hear from God, to work in God's strength and not my own. And then the last thing, well, I'm going to actually add 2 more things. So I don't know what number we're up to now. It's more than 4. One of the next things is a healthy breakfast. And so for the past, 4 years, it's really been a smoothie that takes no time. I haven't gotten sick of it yet. In the past, it was oatmeal, and a healthy breakfast with black cup of coffee. Take the last, which is so important, is my Bible study time. Now, my Bible study time can take many different forms. It can begin with my favorite devotional, Sarah Young's Jesus Calling. Don't we love her? And using her devotional, and then one of the scriptures, diving deep into that scripture and studying that scripture. It can be the Lord telling me, like he did today, to study Proverbs 3 and really reading Proverbs 3. And then one of the verses that pops out to me and is highlighting God wanting me to hear, doing a deep dive into that, looking at different versions, looking at different cross-reference scriptures to it. It can include journaling, which one of my mentors said that you need to spend more time journaling. Journaling every single day was something I did consistently for probably a decade. And I haven't returned to be consistent to daily journaling. It look like me breaking out into worship, being so moved by what God's saying to me through the scripture, and I just find myself in tears, in worship. So that Bible study time is so important and so precious. And God, through that time, giving me strategies on my weekly meeting with my executive virtual assistant on what we're going to discuss, and laying it out very quickly, giving me strategies on what I need to do in my business, giving me strategies for my clients. And so while that whole ideal day is 4 hours, it's about 4 hours. And that's when someone's like, it doesn't take that much. And God was like, yes, it does for you, Althea. Based on how I'm wired, it does take that much. Now, I told you this is my ideal day, right? And I'm still working to make this a permanent part of my lifestyle. And so the days that I have done it, my days are differently. The days that I have allowed myself to be distracted by a so-called emergency, I've been thrown off, and I've allowed myself to reset and be like, you know what? What part of my morning didn't I do? Let me do one or two of those things. Okay. So I don't know what it takes for you, but for my ideal day, that's what it takes for me. And I'm grateful that God has shared that with me, and that I'm able to, when I make the decision, to have made that a part of my day. And sometimes I may not have that full time, but may only have half of that time, and it makes a difference. So I'd love to hear from you. Which of those would we talk about? Waking up with a scripture or hymnal that God gives me, beginning in prayer, listening to worship music, exercising, eating a healthy breakfast, and then Bible study with journaling and worship. So 6 or 7. Which of those is a part of your morning routine? What do you do differently? What do you want to add? Share in the comments below. I can't wait to continue the conversation with you there. And listen, if you like this video, make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the comments, and then I will see you next week. Okay, bye for now. Love you. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos. Then click the TV to watch the next video. Don't forget to visit my website at altheamcintyre.com to download your free one-call close roadmap. Until next time, take care. God bless you.